So, I had the pleasure of meeting Shola today. Thank you for coming over and talking with me.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I wanted to set up a little space to honor the fact that you agreed to have this conversation with me. I have started making videos where I'm talking about creativity, I'm talking about transcendence, overcoming struggle. I'm talking about ways to help others get through the day and things they're experiencing, and to see life from a better perspective that's more conducive to a healthy environment for all of us. So I just have a few questions that are relevant to those topics. And if you wouldn't mind
Sure, yeah.
sharing a little bit about yourself. And so first, why don't you just tell us who you are?
My name is Shola, and I am a life coach, mostly intuitive life coaching. And because sometimes when life coach is kind of different from regular therapy because we're working with the mind, body, soul, spirit. So it's really get to the core of stuff. So I really enjoy what I do a lot. And just meeting people like you every day and just talking about life is just so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Yeah, I think it's important for us all to have permission to be able to talk about the roots of what's underneath
the surface.
The surface. Yeah.
And then you did intuition. You're also calling out the intuition in the other person. So it's like go within. What are you thinking? How do you feel about it? And it's a really very great way to heal.
Yeah.
Because we're both honoring the intuition in both of us.
Yeah.
Because I have it, you have it.
Yeah.
So it's not me just telling you, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, go home and go do it. It's so it's really a great way.
I like the way you said that. Do you feel that intuition is inherent in every human being?
Yes, we all have it. It's just more how we choose to use it.
Yeah.
That's different. We all have that gut feeling. We all have that knowingness of things. Like, I just feel it when I was driving down the driveway. This is the house. Or when I was driving down the driveway, there was going to be a cop at the red stoplight. Always that. We all have that feeling.
Yeah.
When you're going to the gas station, you don't want anybody to be on the pump when you get there. So we always have that in the back of our mind, and we're running it, but we don't consciously choose to do it. Most people don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe it would be nice if more people realize that it's a real thing, and it's not just some sort of fantasy thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real tool that we can use to help us throughout our life.
Every day, as in for everything, like every waking moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful tool to have, to know how to use. Like, we already have it. It's more conscious to use it.
Yeah. So yeah, my first question is about creativity. And I want to know if you have a specific relationship to creativity and what that might be.
With me, I feel creativity is much more than just like a work of art. I think because we all creation of some kind.
Yeah.
And every single day we wake up with like, I want to make a meal. You're creating it. When you're making even just a cup of tea, every little thing, you're subconsciously creating it.
Yeah.
So my relationship with creativity is being conscious that every second I am creating my reality, whether it's drumming, whether it's doing music, whether it's meditating, I am creating it, and I put in hard work, I pull a card, I'm working with someone. It's just all about just to continue creating it. And we're all co-creators of the universe, like God would say, the God in me is God in you, so we all are part of that collective creating our own reality. So I live on creativity every second of the day.
Yeah.
And my relationship with it is when I allow it, it just flows so easily because it's who we are.
Yeah.
And we don't have to try so hard. We don't have to put in so much effort. We can just be and allow it to just flow through us. So
yeah.
So I really feel like we should all tap into it. And I know most people don't know about this, like the chakra system, like how our circle is like where we store our creativity, and once it's like we're not in sync with our divine self, we block it. We block that creative flow. But once we're in sync with our divine self, it's just so easy to really create whatever it is that we want to create.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. You're talking about the importance of letting it flow, and so what do you think some things are that get in the way of letting that flow with people?
Yeah, I think it's first of all, it's effort. We try so hard. We have this idea in our head, and we have a way we want to live our life, but then we first start to begin to question ourselves. Is it gonna sound right if I talk to Shola about it? Is Shola what's the next person gonna think? Then when we start to think it, we're now changing the outcome of the flow, because now we're not letting it flow. Now we're trying to put effort into it. We're now trying to manipulate whatever it's coming out. So if you take a canvas and you want to do a painting, and you're like, I'm just gonna paint whatever comes to my head first. It's quite different from when I'm like, oh, I want to paint for Shola. What Shola gonna like? So it's two different ways. So when the way I see creativity is like allowing it to flow and just say, I'm just gonna do whatever it is. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna overwork it. I'm not gonna put in too much effort. I'm not gonna try too hard, because trying is what really hinders creativity.
Totally.
Trying too hard. We want to make it perfect. We want to make it a certain way. We want it to be accepted. We want it to be seen as a certain way. Rather than just say, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of the effort and just be in the moment with whatever it is I'm creating, and just allow it to flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice. I feel that one thing that personally I've had to learn to allow it to flow more freely is how to overcome fear of ridicule from society or from other people, because it seems like the majority of what we all see only fits in a very small box.
Yeah.
And so to go outside of the box is it takes some courage.
Yeah, it does. And that's what I always use an example. So some of my friends will ask me about, people that want to do something different, they always have come through challenges and stuff. But the reason is because when there's a flow of water going the same way, it's so easy to ride the waves. Yeah. When you're going against the waves, that's when the beauty comes out. Yeah. That's when you're actually creating
surfing.
So if you're going with the flow of the water, you're just swimming like everybody else. But when you have to surf, you have to go against currents. Yeah. So, and that's the way people have to look at it, is you have to be willing to flow the other way. Yeah. Because if you're staying in the box, then you're just like everybody else. You're just doing the same thing everybody else is doing. Once you think about, I don't really care about what anybody's gonna say. I'm just gonna go with my own intuition, saying, you know what? If everybody's going this way, I'm going that way. Yeah. And that's where people will ridicule you in the beginning, and then they want to be like you afterwards. Yeah. So I guess it's just totally the same way. Like the first guy that picked up a fitness machine and said, you know what? I'm just gonna have 6-pack. I want to work out. I want to be fit. Everybody's like, what is he up to? And now everybody wants to have 6-pack. Everybody wants to look good. So it's like the first person to do anything is going to be ridiculed. Yeah. But everybody then, after they see the masterpiece that's been created from it, they want to be like that person. Yeah.
I love that, and I think that also I think about when, so like we're in a garden, right? And then it's just all the same flower, and then all of a sudden a new type of flower pops up, and it's a different color with different shapes, and then all the flowers are like, wow, we can be different color, different shape, have a different fragrance, be a different height or something. Yeah. Like, I think I believe that we are nature, and that we all have, even though we are all humans, we still have our own individuality that's it's important to honor like what might come from the way I say something, the way you say something.
Yeah, because it's like you use the plant as an analogy with this. I studied herbalism, so I know about plants. How they have their own seasons, and they don't thrive. They don't try so hard. Sometimes when we have a garden, we're the one doing the effort.
Yeah.
They're not asking for the effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes when you have a plant and you water it too much, you're gonna kill the plant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And sometimes you just have to let it be.
Yeah.
Like, and if you read the manual, say, well, just put 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of water in this big plant, and let it be dried out. But we don't read that. We just like, I just love this plant so much. I'm gonna put so much water, and now the plant is dying. Why are you dying?
Yeah.
Who's watering you?
Yeah.
So it's just the same thing as humans. It's like, if we could just allow ourselves to just be what we want to be and blossom,
Yeah.
we would blossom into this beautiful creature that we are. But
Yeah.
we always want to the effort. We're just so used to thriving. We just cannot be. It's just something we've learned.
Yeah.
We've been programmed to.
Yeah.
We have to unlearn it and unprogram ourselves from living life that way.
Yeah.
Because it's not healthy.
Yeah.
It's just like the mental chatter every second. What can I do?
The pressure.
What can I do? What,
Yeah.
It's like you can't just like just being is just the most beautiful thing ever. Well, we just don't know how to,
Yeah.
because we've been programmed to think we have to be doing or trying or fighting to make something better.
Yeah. Yeah, and that doesn't feel good. That's a lot of pressure and stress.
Yeah.
And like you said, using nature as an analogy, everything has a season, and I think that's something important to honor in everyone, to have patience, to just see, to not push each other. Oh, you work harder. You can reach your goal. I'm holding you accountable or whatever. Like, we all have a natural blossoming time.
Yeah, it's just like this, with the plant too. There's weeds that will come out when you plant a flower. It's part of the ecosystem for the weed to be there.
Yeah.
Because it has its own purpose there.
Wow.
But then we will pull it out because we don't want it to ruin our flower. But the flower is not complaining.
Wow.
We're the one complaining because we cannot stand to see a weed.
Oh my gosh.
So we're getting in the way of nature.
Yeah.
We're trying to change everything. We're trying to program things to be the way we want it to be.
Yeah.
It's like we're working against nature. There's no way. That's why we're also lost in our mental, emotional stress and everything and traumas, because we don't see a way out because we're working against nature.
Yeah.
And until we can just give up the effort and walk with nature, our life just becomes so easy.
Yeah.
Everything becomes easy.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. This is just so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing all of this.
Yeah, I'm glad we can talk about it.
I love the way you
Something
speak.
Passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. I love getting to know you. So what you said about things could be easy, if we just allow, and the world, has a lot of tension, and a lot of unfortunate things may come as a byproduct from that. And I know in my life, I've had a variety of challenges that I've had to overcome because of unhealthy actions or communications, or not knowing how, people around me not knowing, as a little girl, in an environment, not feeling safe because, the environment was too anxious and not very healthy. So, I overcome different periods of darkness in my life that were very scary, and then I had an accident and became paralyzed, and I've been forced, because my soul has a resilience to it, to continue and to go on and to just keep rising above and do whatever I can to turn the pain into light for not only myself but for my environment.
Yeah.
And that's become a really big mission of mine. And so I'm curious if you would be willing to, if you have any experiences in your life that you can relate to what I just said. Would you want to talk about anything?
Yeah, for sure. I think, like what you're doing, you're a very strong woman, as in no experiences I'm gonna compare to, you having an accident and, having to lose your legs. I think it's a really major life change that has to be acknowledged. It's a valid pain and a valid trauma. Even it's like, so, whatever I'm gonna say, it's not gonna be to that magnitude of event. But what when it comes to pain and trauma, is like, it's just something about, like we're saying, like working against nature, where because there's a collective pain in the universe. It's like we all have to go through that.
Yeah.
And from childhood we struggle, from school, from family life. We have so many, like I was born in Africa, and we didn't have it easy. You know, we had to go to school ourselves. We had to do everything ourselves. There was no parents growing up. There was no love. There was no hugs. There was no anyone telling you you're good enough, you're beautiful. So we all had to learn that on the street. We had to learn that on our own. And when you now come to this culture, the American culture, it actually created a trauma that I didn't even know I had from childhood. I had to heal. My dad leaving when I was 8, and I would live with my mom. My mom had to work so hard to take care of all the family. So when I was growing up, I didn't really understand that I had that much trauma. I was sexually abused twice when I was a kid. You know, I didn't see the magnitude of it at that time. I thought, oh yeah, I just thought of leaving. But when I now started doing the work, the healing work, I'm not able to look at it. It's like, wow, I've created patterns, I've created lessons, I've created things in my life because I created these coping skills from those pain that I have gone through. So and like my sexual abuse created me to not feel comfortable sharing my body, and you know, like as in I wouldn't be comfortable like being naked or on the beach wearing a bikini. So because I had to learn to hide myself, because if you show your skin, someone could want to sexually abuse you. So there's like all those traumas that have been stored in the psyche that I'm having to heal right now. So I think when it comes to overcoming, I think I've had to like overcome a lot. Like I've had my previous marriage was really very painful. It was very controlling. It was very stressful, and you know, if I have to like make a list and like itemize everything, but what I would just say is like it's all part of my own lessons that I had to learn, and that's how to overcome the pain, so that when I have people come to me with that same level of trauma, I can be able to say, you know what, I've been there, and I've done it, and this is what steps I've taken to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to pain, it's a collective pain.
Yeah.
When you're in pain, it's like we're all part of the whole system. If my little finger right now goes snapped out, my whole body's gonna feel the pain.
Yeah.
So it's like we're all part of, like I said, we're all part of this ecosystem.
Yeah.
There's just this collective pain that we're all sharing. Every relationship we have with someone, if they've gone through a childhood trauma or trauma growing up, you be in a relationship with them, you're sharing that pain because they're gonna project that pain on you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a relationship with people that are gonna project their own pain, their own insecurities, their own dysfunction on you, and you're gonna say, I'm going crazy. It's not you, it's them, but because it's a collective pain. So we just like, so even if I hadn't like experienced like your pain of having an accident, me being here, seeing you, and I feel the pain. Right. So I'm sharing part of your pain.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna go back and say to myself, wow, Heather was so strong. You know, like she's a very strong woman. She's still doing all this work despite the fact that she could give herself an excuse not to. So you're gonna be an inspiration for me. So now I've shared your pain and I'm sharing your aspirations as well. So we're all so each pain is now like so separate because we're all part of a system.
Yeah. And
all our pain is valid. But it's more, what do we do with it?
Yeah.
That really becomes who we are.
Yeah.
And how we can help each other get out of it. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. I think you're doing amazing. Like I said, you're an inspiration for me. Just being able to see you with everything you created, your hard work and your vibe. Like you want to help and share your experience with people. You want to help other people. It's just so beautiful. It's only pain that can get you there.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. We all have to share that pain so we can get enlightened, to really see what it is that our soul is calling for.
Yeah. So, how do you think that we can create an environment where we can properly look at pain with each other?
I think it's mostly from love and compassion. Once when going through the pain healing stuff, okay, now I have this pain. Okay, this is a trauma in my life that I need to deal with. first of all, I have to accept it. That this is my journey. This is who I am. This is what I am being faced with in this life. And how do I accept it? How do I love it? Because it's a part of me. They cannot be changed. If I can now love this pain, if I can now love this part of me, so when I meet someone else, if I'll feel the pain and then be able to love that part of them as well. Because it all comes from inside out. It all comes from the self. So before we all can even collectively do the work together, we all have to do that individual work inside of us to say, you know, if I don't have any religion, I practice spirituality, and I always say my spirituality is self-love, my religion is self-love, because if you get to a point where you just feel the love, when you meet another person, that's all you see. You don't see projection. You don't project your stuff on them. You don't really want to fight them or angry with them. You're just more in compassion, and like, wow, I'm just so compassionate for you, because that's who your essence is.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, it's from love and compassion that we can come together and solve the pain and help each other out. Well, it has to start from the self.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it outside if inside is not good.
Yeah.
So it's like we all have to first practice that self-love and practice how to love our imperfections, our traumas, our pains, our shortcomings, and say, okay, now I'm practicing this. I'm learning to love be compassionate to myself. Now, how do I share it with other people? How can I be there for you? How can I be there for this next person? How can I be there for these other people? How can we all collectively be there for each other?
Yeah.
So it's just, the same word, love. Like they said, no matter the question, love is always the answer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. So I found in my healing process, once I started, I went through long periods of my life just being in denial, because there were so many experiences that I had that were so traumatic that I kind of shut myself off, and I developed unhealthy coping mechanisms. So I thought that were helping me.
Mm-hmm.
When I finally took the time, and I finally came to the phase when I was ready to face everything, start little by little going into my healing journey through self-love and other practices, I noticed that more and more pain started to rise to the surface.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, you want to say something about that?
For sure, because like that's when you hear most people that talk about pain and trauma, oh, it's just the onion. The more layer you peel off, the next layer comes out.
Yeah. Because
you've numbed this pain for so long with so many things that it's created like it's like layers, like 7 layers deep.
Yeah, yeah.
When you take one scratch, I was like, whoa, this is another new fresh one for me to deal with.
Yeah.
And then you scratch that one, it's like, oh wow. So it's like that's why spirituality and mindfulness and whatever practice is a continuous practice.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Never ends.
No, it's just more because the more it becomes lighter.
Yeah.
It becomes more easier.
Comes easier.
Once you now stay with it, the practice.
Yeah.
It's not like there's still gonna be pain. I mean, we're gonna drive on the road and there's gonna be traffic that's gonna like trigger us and stuff. But it's just more once we begin to practice whatever way we've chosen to heal.
Yeah.
My life becomes easier. We begin to see things for the way they are. So we're not in denial anymore. We're like, oh wow, sure. There's still one trigger there that needs to be dealt with. So it's like you're now much more facing it head on and saying, what is true, what is not true? What is my projection? What is my mind making up? So you're now able to differentiate things. Like before, you were not able. You're just putting everything in one box and don't deal with it. But now you're more like, okay, what is conscious? What is unconsciously? What is my mind saying? What is my body saying? What is my spirit saying? So we're able to kind of dice it apart and now deal with it individually.
Yeah. And
that's when you will get to a point where the layers won't keep coming up anymore. It will just be more little triggers, and you'll be like, oh, I thought I dealt with this. Oh, well, it's coming to test me again. And now you have much more skill at just saying, oh, this pain is just something from this, and you just love it, thank it, and it just goes away. You become a little kid just crying, they just need something. Just attention. Like, okay, I'll give you attention. Okay, you're there.
No big deal.
Love you. Take care. So
we don't have to make another layer.
Exactly. I don't have to run away from it. It's like, oh, I love you. Thank you for putting me yourself.
Yeah, and that's funny. I feel like you're talking about a little kid. Part of my healing process has become, I've figured out, you know, I'm doing not this all on my own, you know, that I feel like I need to re-parent myself and treat myself like a little kid sometimes and say, oh, it's okay. Oh, you want to cry right now? Okay, let's cry and it's all right. Like, let's get it out. And oh, what do you need? You want to take a bath? Oh, okay, you're hungry. Let's have some nice food. And it's really interesting because I really let myself go there for like a solid year or something. And I thought, am I crazy? But I thought, no, I think this feels really, because I was responding. There was a part of me that really wanted to hear those things for me. And so, I mean, that's just one thing I did. Is, can you share any things or many things that you have in your toolbox to help you heal and overcome the traumas that you've experienced?
Yeah, I think inner child work is one of the biggest one that we all have to do, because it's like, as inner child, I do inner child work, self-love and compassion for self, you know, positive affirmations, having like a mindfulness practice and just being in the present moment. The one that works a lot, even with I do most of them simultaneously. So even with inner child work, when things come up, like when I can sit right here and my mind just like, oh, Shola, you're not doing something right, and I'll be like, what is true right now? What is true right now is I'm right here with Heather. I'm having this amazing conversation. I'm enjoying a cup of tea. That is what is true right now.
Yeah.
Whatever has happened in the past that's going to happen tomorrow, it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So it's more consciousness and choosing, and that has really helped me. Self-love helps a lot. I do the inner child work too, but just that bringing myself to that present moment, it's just like so liberating, because it takes away so many anxiety and so many stress, because I don't have to worry so much about what has happened already that I cannot change.
Yeah.
Or what's going to happen that I don't even know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And just like, what is true right now?
Yeah.
And that's how I call my consciousness back when I go into the pain body or I'm triggered. It's more what's true, what's here, what am I dealing with? Logically bring it in with my intuition. What do I feel about this? And then, okay, it's from childhood. Okay, when I was a kid, maybe I didn't get this from my mom, or I didn't get this from my dad. Okay, well, how can we do this? Okay, what do you want? Okay, I want to color. Okay, let's get the coloring pencil out. Let's get the book out. I have coloring pencils as well. I have papers that I really scribble on.
Yeah.
I have a little doll baby that when I'm like, I'm so alone, I'm lonely. Okay, you have a doll.
Yeah.
Where's your doll? so it's like, there's so many like tools like that where you begin to find which one works for you the best, and you just start bringing those things together. So like I said, the inner child work, the self-love, and then just the consciousness. What are you present to at this moment?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the best. It worked like magic for me.
Mm-hmm.
It helped a lot. And then having daily practice like meditations and drinking herbal teas and going for walks and just being in nature, and all those other things help too. But just that consciousness to every single moment, it's like it just wipes off like years of trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing those.
Yeah, I'm glad I could share it. Yeah.
And you're on an adventure right now. Let me just where you're traveling on your own and going go exploring, and that's something that I also leaning toward. You know, I've been injured for a while. I haven't traveled by myself in a wheelchair, but I'm feeling after my healing work some new spirits coming through, and my soul is kind of stretching out, and I feel that part of my soul and my spirit is curious and wants to share and to see new things and to experience all that life, you know, all the beauty in life and magic and synchronicities. So I'm going to go on a trip pretty soon, and I love that you're doing this by yourself. And so what would you say your mission is as you go around and you present yourself, Shola? Like who are you? Like who do you want to be in this life, in this world?
I always just want to be, how would I say, I just always want to be present. I want to be, so wherever I go, I just want to be present with where I am. If I'm here with you, I want to be present with you. When I'm going to the coffee shop, I want to be present where I am. So I'm just allowing my essence to be without me trying to be anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going with the flow of the universe. And
Yeah.
it's like, we're going to take a road trip to Mount Shasta. We're going to stop in a different town on the way up there. Okay, great. There's no plan. When we get there, we'll make it up as we go.
Yeah.
So because and this is why the trip, this purpose of my trip right now is to just be in the moment.
Yeah.
Just see what it feels like, not to have too many plans and just allowing things to be. So it's a practice for me where I'm out learning and also coming back into that reminder for myself that all you have to do is just allow and just be in the moment. There's no need to rush. There's no need to strive and work hard. What you work hard for, you pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. So
Yeah.
like, I can just allow yourself to just enjoy being
Yeah.
your essence without
Yeah.
having to want to be anything else.
Yeah.
So that's my quest for these 10 days is to go around and just practice just being. Everywhere
Yeah.
I go, just share my essence, share my time, myself with people, express to them how self-love is helping me heal and, honor the love in them and everybody else and just, that's just really, don't have any big plans of changing the world. It's just more, if I come to your space with my own essence of just my own self-love and being present, my presence is enough
Yes.
for the universe.
Yeah.
I don't need to do anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just what my own quest is and my mission is for my trip.
That is beautiful. It's so beautiful. So I want to I love that so much, and I feel that that's what I strive to do as well. And I feel that it's something that I want to share with people who may not understand the richness and the beauty that comes from not being rigid and letting things flow, and to really be present and to clear your mind and connect with whatever experience you found yourself in front of.
Yeah.
And because you feel the different, you have a perspective, right? Like when you don't operate that way, and then when you do operate that way, like how does it feel for you when?
So when you're not in the moment, when you're not going with the flow, there's anxiety, there's depression, there is expectations from family, friends, and people around you of how you should be. Then when you're in the moment, there's no expectation.
Yeah.
So, and anxiety and depression and everything we all know, even though it's a valid emotion, it all comes from wanting something to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And then we put ourselves under this pressure and we traumatize ourselves, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and you will see people get physically sick from just pressure. But if we can just be, and then without expectations, like if I love myself and my own quest is just to be me, then what else? What do I have to worry about?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, worry about being, okay?
Yeah.
I just worry about being here. And that's what it's like, so there's no worry. But once I begin to worry, like, oh my God, I have to plan my trip, I have to go pack my bag, I have to do this, I have something to do tomorrow, I have this and that, then there becomes more stress.
Yeah.
Then I have expectations. Now I'm worrying. Now I'm putting myself in a state of confusion, trying to control something that's going to happen tomorrow that I cannot control.
Yeah.
It could rain all day tomorrow. It could snow tomorrow. For if the universe wanted to snow, I'm just going to throw down snow in California. So it could just so it could be whatever it wants to be.
Yeah.
So we don't have control over it. All we do have control over is how we are.
Yeah.
Ourself, our emotions, and that's what that's what the choice is to know what I'm going to choose to be in the moment of what I can control.
Yeah.
And not be where I cannot control.
And it feels better.
And it feels way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels way better.
Yeah, I feel that it's like a ticket to a better life experience.
Yeah. It's like a jackpot.
Yeah, when
without the money and dollars.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't, because what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to make? Even when you're trying to just be, you're not trying to be anything else. So it makes life so easy because you're not striving to be like someone else. you're not wanting to be liked. You're not
Yeah.
wanting to be approved. You're not
Yeah.
looking for validation.
Yeah.
You're just okay with just being you. It's like, this is just who I am. Like, you like me, fine. If you don't, well, good for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I pretend that I can't remember anything
Right.
from my entire life for the day before. I have no idea. And I wake up and I'm just like, okay, I have to go to the bathroom. And then I come out here and then I'm like, wow, look how pretty my house is.
Yeah, that's great. And it's just that's mindfulness, being in the moment. Just,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just start again every day
Yeah.
and just see what happened today. You know?
Yeah. And that I think that, like, personally, as a creator, as an artist, I feel that my ideas, well, not my idea, the ideas and the creations and inspiration, that's all just kind of like in the ether, and when I become open, then it's clear. I'm a clear, open channel. I have no
Mm-hmm.
stress.
Mhm.
I'm not focused on anything else but just being open to receive.
Okay.
And I am presented with all of these gifts of different types of creations, and I want to honor that, and I think that's just so beautiful. And
Yeah.
I don't have a question after that, but I just wanted to share that. And
Yeah, it's beautiful. As in being the clay channel is like, it's just like you said, it's a collective energy. It's waiting there. So with what do you want to bring in? Because when you're tired, you're stressed, and you're trying to control it, it doesn't flow so easily.
Yeah.
When you just allow it to be, you make a masterpiece, and everything your work, everything you do is a masterpiece. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
so when you are with your clients and the people that you're helping, it's important for you to stay clear so that you can pick up on the energy of
Yeah.
your interaction with them and help them.
Yes. So most of the time when I work with them, people don't always want to share the deep part, and that's where the intuition comes in.
Yeah.
There's something that, hey, I was looking at this
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
right here that's like just hanging on the edge of the waiting for you to call it up, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's allowing, where I don't have a sketchbook of, okay, when you come in, this is 1, 2, 3. No, there's no 1, 2, 3. You're gonna sit here, we're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna let's see what comes up.
Yeah.
Let's see what is meant for you.
Yeah.
It's meant for you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you my own personal practice for your own life. I'm gonna be like, let's bring out what practice is gonna work for you
Yeah.
as a person. So
Yeah.
it's like everybody's so individual. We're so alike, but then we all have these individual experiences that have shaped our lives. So we have to unweave that.
Yeah.
And we have to do it the way they did it. No, I didn't have the same experience as you. The next person doesn't have the same experience as me.
Mhm.
I grew up in a different culture. My own culture is different from your culture.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna have you do my own practice, that's why most times I say self-help book work for the person that wrote the self-help book. You might read 20 self-help books and you're like, whoa, I'm a mess. What's all this book about?
Yeah.
Because it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's for that person.
Right.
So, it's like, that's why I always feel like we all have that intuition. If we can just tap into it and say, what is for me today?
Yeah.
And, the answer is always out there.
Yeah.
Just have to be still enough to hear it.
Yeah. So, you've really come so far and you've learned so many things. I don't know if you went to school or how you figured all this stuff out and how you became such a beautiful presence to help people. What is your practice? Are you like how do people find you, or
Yeah, word of mouth, and I do a lot of group meditation classes where I share messages, and people just want to connect with me afterwards, and
Yeah.
social media, and I think with the practice I'm actually really really focusing, trying to go into now. I'm still trying to find my ground, is the mindfulness for the workplace, where I have to go to work offices and help people find their purpose within their work.
yeah,
Because most people like you're an artist, the people like, oh, she's living the best life. Someone behind the desk is like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life,
Yeah.
So going to those people to help them tap into their own creative flow
yeah,
and being able to say, who am I? What do I want?
Yeah.
And so that's another branch that I'm trying to branch out into.
Yeah.
And apart from like how I learned all this, I think I want to take credit for it. It's allowing me being in the presence and just allowing the divine to channel through me and talk and speak. And that's why I don't always plan anything. Like if I'm gonna do a meditation class, I don't have manuals. I
Yeah.
just sit right there. I don't read scripts. I just I just channel it. So, and I did a couple classes. I have a couple certification, tapping, life coaching, health coaching, and I'm certified in both of them. And I've like done mindfulness meditation classes. Like I've done classes, but I feel like the classes is not really what really shape a practitioner. It's more you living it, you practicing it, and then from your practice of every day, your essence, and just allowing it, you can help other people.
Yeah.
So. As I said, when the self-love is there, it's so easy for you to bring out the self-love in others because it has to be there first.
Yeah.
It's like you can't learn it and destroy it. It has to come through you.
Yeah.
So, it's all from the heart. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this is so great. My first interview is like better than I could have ever imagined.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think
It's
it went
amazing.
really well?
It went really well. Really, really
High
great.
five.
Yeah.
Do you want me to because I'm gonna start doing this, and I'm gonna put this on my channel, my YouTube channel,
Great.
and I wanna keep doing this, and I wanna travel around and meet more people, and I have a forum besides my YouTube channel where I'm sharing more of my process. It's my Patreon page, and so if anyone wants to be a part, I want to start doing interviews with my patrons as well, because everyone who wants to come together and support each other, I think that's a really beautiful thing. It should be honored.
It should be. 100%.
Yeah.
Because because we all like I said, it's a collective pain, and we collectively will heal each other.
Exactly.
We just have to give ourselves that permission to do it.
Yeah.
We're all like, I don't know how to do this, but we all have it. We all know how to. We just have to be still enough to figure it out on our own first, and then make it easy to share. So,
Yeah.
like,
Do you want me to make anything easy to share regarding your work? Do you want me to put a link under the thing?
Yeah, I can give you. Yeah, I can give you my. I actually put down my website recently. I was updating it, but I can give a link to my social Instagram page.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to, we can do that.
Yeah, we do that. We just put there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's so fun. Yeah.